Hello and welcome to RLF Garage. This is Russell. Today we're going to be going over soundproofing a Jeep JL, and I think this is applicable to all Jeeps. Me and the family just got back from a 3,000 mile round trip to Moab. A couple hours in, we found out that the next upgrade of the Jeep needs to be soundproofing and sound dampening. So today I'm going to be going over a few different sound dampening products that we've picked up and we're going to be installing. The other thing we're going to be doing in between each install is using one of these digital sound level decibel meters to see how each upgrade affects the sound and how it reduces the decibel rating. So we'll take you through this upgrade by upgrade and be doing tests. One at stock and then in between each upgrade. The first upgrade we're going to be going over today is a Thino Rack Wind Fairing. So I have high hopes for this wind fairing to reduce the noise. What this will do is increase the aerodynamics of your roof rack, and this sits right above the driver's head, and there's a lot of wind buffering that it can be heard right by the driver and passenger. So hopefully this reduces that wind noise and allows the wind to naturally transition at a less steep of an angle, harsh of an angle, and reduce the noise. But the data will come out and tell us how much this actually reduces the wind noise. The second upgrade that we are going to be doing is on the roof. So we have some boom mats for the Jeep JL that will go right on the hardtop to reduce the wind noise. And before that, we are going to put some KilMat sound dampening material on the roof rack as well, under the roof rack, the hardtop as well, and then we're going to be putting this on top of it. So again, we're going to be using this decibel meter to see exactly how much decibel reduction we see from doing this upgrade. And then lastly, we are going to be doing the Armorlite floor mats. And I guess technically they're not floor mats, they're actual carpet replacement rubber floors. And this material has sound dampening built into it of this recycled, almost like carpet-like material, and then on top like the work truck vinyl. And so this is going to be good, hopefully, for heat reduction, sound reduction, and as well as making it more durable. Currently, I've taken out my carpets, so I just have the tubs to help with the washing out and using the hose to clean out the Jeep. So this will still give me that ability and not have the stinky carpets as they get dirty and full of mud. But before we lay this, we are going to be installing the KilMats, again, the sound dampening material on the floors. So we're going to have hopefully double the sound reduction, and we'll see what the data shows on that. Alright, so we're driving the stock Jeep. We do have the carpets removed and a Pioneer Thino Rack platform rack attached. But we're taking noise measurements stock before we do any of the upgrades. So we're going to take two measurements, one at 70 and one at 80. So I'm here at 70 miles an hour, and I'll stop talking so we can take a look at the decibel meter. It looks like it hovers around 72, 73. Now I'm going to speed us up to 80 and see what we get. Alright, so I'm going 80 and I'll stop talking and see what we get. Looks like we get around 78, 79 while we're at 80 miles an hour. Alright, so I just tried to install the Pioneer wind fairing, and this model is not going to work for my Jeep. And while looking at it, it didn't fit, but while looking at it, I don't think it was going to make much of a difference anyway while looking at it. there's not much gap between this top and this bottom, and so it wasn't going to do very much to help the wind at all. I think the rack has already a pretty good job of reducing the wind noise by keeping it low to the roof line. So per the instructions, it looks like there's these strips you got to place. They call it filler strips before you lay the material. And I'm debating, because I'm adding the KilMat that's not in the instructions, I think I'm going to lay the KilMat first, and then lay the filler, and then lay it. We'll see. Hopefully these things adhere to the KilMat the same way it would adhere to the fiberglass. I hope it will. The only issue is there's so many different thicknesses of these things. They actually don't have them labeled. They have measurements, so I got to measure these out real quick to see which ones are which. So hang tight. So today's day 2. I'm inside the Jeep. Try to remove the top with the rack on. It is way too heavy for me and my wife to do. You don't want to risk dropping it and breaking the rear glass. So we moved it back a little bit so I can get to this middle section for the boom mats. So I'll install it here in the Jeep. Camera angle won't be great, but this isn't just an install video, so we'll go from here. We just got done installing the boom mats, and now we're going to take it out for our next test. We're going to test again at 70 miles an hour and 80 miles an hour and seeing what decibel meter, what it picks up, and see if we reduce the sound in any way. Alright, so I got it at 70 miles an hour. We'll see what the reading is now, and I'll stop talking so we can take a measurement. Looks like it's averaging around 72, which I believe is 1 decibel lower. We'll pull it up to 73 or 80 and see what we get. Alright, so we're at 80. I'll stop talking and see what we get. Looks like it's hovering around like 74, which I gotta look back at the data, but I think it's a pretty good size drop in decibels. I want to say it was 78, 79, but we'll see what the data says. Alrighty, so we're going to be installing the Armorlite carpet replacement. Again, this is like a work truck material. On the back side, it's this recycled, almost like what you put under carpet underlayment. Supposed to help with the temperature control on the cab, also noise dampening. I will be installing KilMat underneath it, so it's a sound dampening material underneath it. I'm hopeful that with both the combination of these Armorlite floor liners and the sound dampening, we're going to see a reduction in noise. First step, I'm going to take the seats out. It's not necessary if you're just installing the Armorlite, but since I'm installing the sound dampening material, I'll need to take those seats out. clean the Jeep out. I got some cleaning products to clean it out, install this, and then install this. So I'll check back in with everyone once I get started. So I undo the two connectors on the seat. I push the seat back, as you can see. And now I plan on cleaning and then start laying down the sound dampening material. And I'm going to do seat by seat, so I'm going to have all the seats out at one time. I'll just remove one, undo the seat clips, push it back, lay the floor sound dampening material, and then the Armorlite material, put the seat back in, and then move on to the next seat. So I'll do seat by seat this way. So I just got done laying the sound dampening material on the driver's, under the driver's seat. So this is how it looks. And now next step I'll add the Armorlite floor covering. And we'll take a look how it looks. Alright, so I just got in the Armorlite floor liner on the driver's side, and look how good that looks. It's a perfect fit, easy to install. I'm really excited about having this in. I think it's going to make the Jeep look a lot nicer, still retain the ability to clean it out with the hose, and hopefully reduce the sound in the cab. So we'll see once we get it all installed and do a sound test on the decibel meter. Alright, so change of plans a little bit. I decided to remove all the seats out. Couple reasons. I think it's gonna be a little easier to lay down all the mats, all the sound dampening material at the same time, clean it all at the same time. The other thing is I got rain coming in, so I thought, well, I'll take the seats out, put them in the garage so they don't get wet, and that way if it does rain on me, I could still work while it's raining. I'd like to get this finished today, but I'm really pleased how the first driver's side came through. Really looking forward to how it looks once I get it all complete here. So hang tight, I'll get it installing and you'll see the end product. Alright, I'm ending day one of working on the Armorlite floor liners. I ran out of sound dampening material and I overnighted some from Amazon. It should be here tomorrow, so I should finish up. But it looks really, really good. I got the driver and passenger side in, and I'm only a couple of sheets of sand dampening away from putting the passenger side in, and then I just removed the sub and the other plastic trim here on the wheel well, so tomorrow I can line that with sound dampening material, put the carpets back on that goes over there. I'm really looking forward to how this sounds with the reduced sound. It does look really, really good, and I'm really happy so far. Today's day 2 of installing the Armorlite. And thank God for Amazon overnight. So I got my second package of sound dampening material. I'll get it finished in the next couple hours and get everything installed. I'll show you guys progress along the way. Alright, so I just got the Armorlite floor liners in, and it looks fantastic. I'm really excited about it. You get to see, and I'm almost done with the KilMat. I have this little section back here to get done, and then I'm adding the carpets back on the corners here that I took off, and there's one more carpet that goes on this side behind the subwoofer as well. But it is looking really nice. Hopefully this helps with the sound as well as still giving me the ability to spray it out with the hose, and that's really the major reason I took out the carpets to begin with, so I can clean it out better. So really looking forward to this. It's coming along great. Alright, so I just got done finished installing the Armorlite floor liners. It turned out terrific. Now I'm going to go test out and use this decibel meter to see if we got a further reduction in decibels and see what our final total is. I'll also create some of a chart or something you can see on the screen that shows each upgrade and how the decibels reduced, and see what ultimately we'll end with. So see everyone while as I drive. Alright, so we just got done installing the Armorlite floor liners with the sand dampening KilMat. So we'll quit talking, we're at 70 and see what sound reading we come at. looks like it's hitting around 69 to 70 and then bounce up to 71. Let me bump it up to 80 and see what we get. Alright, so we're at 80, we'll see what we get. Like 73, bouncing up to 74, about a 73 average. I'll get a chart together and we'll see, add them all, put them on the screen and see how much decibels we reduced by doing these upgrades. Alright, so I wanted to do a quick closeout. I just was editing the video, putting it all together, and I created a chart that showed the decibel readings. And I'm quite happy with how these upgrades turned out. I enjoyed going through each upgrade, doing test by test to see from a data point of view actually how much reduction we had. So I'm looking at the chart now. Looks like at stock we're at 72 to 73 decibels. And then installing the boom mats we went down like 72. And then with the Armorlite we went down to 69 to 70. So between like, you know, a 4 decibel drop. And then from 80s, I think we had a lot of big drops there. We're at around 78, 79 at stock. And then adding the boom mats went us down to 74, where it was a massive drop. And then with the Armorlite, we dropped again down to 73 to 74. So that's a major reduction. In the process of making this video, I was looking up decibels and what other noise levels are equivalent. And they were saying like a constant 80 decibels or higher, you actually can get some hearing damage, which I could tell you was quite annoying. That 3,000 mile round trip to Moab, Utah, sitting at 80 miles an hour, 79 for 18 hours one way was a long time, and it was definitely, that's what pushed us to start upgrading and thinking about how we reduce the sound in the cab if we're going to go on these long road trips in the Jeep. So all in all, very happy with all the upgrades. Hopefully you guys see the data, and the data speaks for itself. I definitely think both these upgrades are definitely worth it. The boom mats are a cheaper upgrade. The Armorlite floor liners are more expensive. I think around $700 for the floor liner, which was a hard pill to swallow. But I do think it's the quality is so nice, but very expensive. And then adding the KilMat underneath it, I think helps as well. So all in all, I enjoyed making the video. Hopefully it helped if you guys are in the same boat as I am on trying to get the Jeep a little quieter. At the end of the day, it's still a Jeep, it's not a luxury vehicle with sound dampening that's super quiet. It's a box, but that's what makes the Jeep so iconic and so fun to drive. So Jeeps are, as everyone knows, not the most practical vehicle, but it's definitely the funnest and best vehicle out there. So appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See everyone around. Thanks.